Hello everyone, this is Volound, and I have here hopefully a ranked match, which will be... It won't actually be the first one I've ever uploaded. I uploaded one as a kind of experiment, but there was no commentary. It was just a... It was from the first few weeks or months of playing Shogun 2, and it wasn't really serious, so I'll leave a link to that just for the sake of anyone that's interested, but this will be the first of hopefully a series of ranked matches on Shogun 2, so I've not actually played a lot of Shogun 2 online. I've played about... I'm going to get the stats up and show you. I've got 49 matches, well 52. I've played 52 and I've won 49, so that's only about 50 or something. Yeah, 52 battles at ranked that I've played, not much at all. I've came up against people that have hundreds, thousands even sometimes. So I've had the game for... I was quite late to Shogun 2. I got Shogun 2 at the start of 2012, so the game had already been out about 9 months. So that was well after the apparent heavy gunner overpowered period, the Naginata monk overpowered period. That was after quite a lot of shit had went down, so I was quite late on the scene and to the multiplayer. So I played about 20 matches back in the day of... at the start of 2012, about a year ago, and then I completely neglected it, and then I started to upload videos. And then about a week ago I was quite busy. I couldn't really upload any of the campaign, because when I do a campaign or a let's play, I like to sit down for hours and just record for quite a long time. That's the most efficient, the most fun, the most convenient, so I couldn't really do that last week. So instead whenever I had half an hour, I went on to the ranked and played a few matches, and well, I wasn't really impressed. Pretty much every person I came up against had an army of just Naginata samurai or Naginata monks, just spam. So I've started to develop a build for dealing with that. That's how I orient my build, my army. So I've got a replay, I think. It's not so much Naginata spam, but it does have the build that I use against Naginata spam, and I can show how it works. As I've said, I haven't really played that many ranked matches, match-made battles. I haven't got many replays to draw from, but this one I think is pretty cool. There's a few things that I do that are nice, a few things that are noteworthy, so I think this is a decent battle to start the series, if there is a series. Alright, so I'm going to pause. I'm going to show you what I've got. Just as you can see, just cavalry, loads of cavalry. So what actually happens at the start of a battle is I have retainers and retinue. I think they're called retainers. So I have retainers that buff cavalry because my army is largely cavalry, so I want to hit as many units with as many buffs as possible for maximum synergy and benefit. And I also have Shinobi Informer, which means that I can see... before the battle has even started, I can see everything that the enemy has and where they are. And that's another reason I wait until the other guy has hit ready, so that I know exactly where all his units are at the exact moment the battle starts. So once the battle starts, right now, I've already got a head start over the other guy, because I know where all his units are, and I've positioned all of my units to respond to where all his units are. If he was to have Shinobi Informer as well, what I would do is, because I have a few seconds to react, because my PC is faster than pretty much everyone I've came up against, I've loaded faster, so I have a few seconds of seeing his retainers. It's difficult to explain. I'll show you perhaps when I do a live battle, but essentially I have a few seconds to put all of my troops in the forest before he can see what I've got, so I do that if he has Shinobi Informer. Otherwise I don't need to, so let's get on with this, shall we? There's a lot I need to explain and have covered. So he has a lot of Yari, Katana, Nodashi. So this guy is pretty infantry heavy, but he also has cavalry. So this guy is not a dick. He has a balanced army, so props to him for not being a spammy dick. Alright, now let's play. So I have bow cavalry, fire cavalry, great guard, Yari cavalry, and I have all of that together. I kind of have two cavalry groups, and then I have back here I have Donderbus, Yari Samurai, and Matchlock Monks. I keep those in reserve. This guy I'm playing against doesn't know they're there for a long time. He has no idea. Likewise, over here I have 3 units of attendants, 2 Naginata, 1 sword. I'm sending 1 to the objective, and likewise over here I'm sending these into the trees, and then I'm sending 1 to the objective. So this guy is moving in one big blob altogether, which is a good idea. You don't want to split up normally, but I do because I have cavalry, so that's why I like having cavalry, so I can stay out of a fight if I want. Every conflict is on my terms, with my consent effectively. So what this guy is doing right now, so as you can see on the map, he's staying together, whereas I'm split up all around the map. He is sending his melee general down to take out my Nagi attendants, or he does in the end. In the meantime though, I'm just going to skirmish. I've got my mounted gunners here ready for volley. I love mounted gunners for this. I've upgraded speed and accuracy and range. I don't really care about reload. Right, so over here, I'm going to put it in slow motion.
Our men are running from the battlefield! A shameful display!
So as you can see, his melee general, who has a complete immunity to the spear bonus, he just routed my Naginata attendants. Those things cost 200 though, so I do not care. It's not important. That actually is useful, having attendants routed, because I can manipulate this guy through them. They're cheap units, and look, his general is away from his main force right now because of that 200 cost Naginata attendants, so that is actually quite useful. It's quite a good tactical device, sending Naginata attendants and sword attendants all over the place. If you don't take the dojo, whichever it is, that one there is a melee, an armor and melee defense dojo. So for 200 I can take a dojo, or I can entice this guy into sending some of his units to stop me, which he does. He sends his general time and time again. Remember, I have a few more units in the trees here. 2 units, Naginata and sword. So I'm going to send these units out slowly, one after the other. All the while this fight is raging on here, he's essentially sitting in the trees, skirmishing with me, and alright, this is a noteworthy moment. So he has bow samurai here, they're firing at me, or they're getting ready to, and I have mounted gunners who have reloaded. So their guns are cocked, they're ready to fire a volley. I'm going to play. So I lost 4 horses, and I'm waiting for the volley, but no volley happens. I'm down to 49 out of 60, still no volley. They're not reloading. They're just not firing. Alright, now they fire. I'm at 32 men, and now they fire. And then I pull out, because I'm going to be destroyed. That is really annoying. That hill helped me there. It really did help. So I killed 17 of his bow samurai, and he killed 28 of my mounted gunners, so that's a bad exchange. That is all because they didn't fire. If I had gotten off the first volley, they would have been reduced to about half their number, so that was bad. I won't be making that mistake again. So his entire army is still in one big block, and I am still split up. My cavalry, my melee cavalry, are sitting in these trees just waiting for a time to strike, and my bow cavalry are skirmishing. I really like bow cavalry. They seem to piss off the other player, and that can be used to bring in a lot of biases, a lot of emotion, which you can exploit really easily. And I do. I don't think I do it so much in this battle, but there are battles where I have managed to use bow cavalry to lay really great ambushes and traps. So this guy's moving forward, but that's no good because I have cavalry and I can just run away. So his light cavalry, Yari cavalry, he's got 2 light cav and 1 Yari cav down here. So in a fair fight, I will destroy these. They have some upgrades. 14 attack, 4 defense, for example. And then my Yari cavalry has 13 attack.
Units have been discovered, my lord.
13 attack, 7 defense. So I've got 2 great guards, 1 fire cavalry and 1 Yari cavalry. He has two groups of melee cavalry. Each group has 2 light and 1 Yari, so he has a lot of horses but not much killing power. If it was to be a fair charge, I would destroy him. And he knows this, so he's trying to avoid a melee. He's trying to skirmish with me essentially, but I still have the skirmishing advantage because I have 3 Bocav, 1 Donderbus all the way over here. Are they still in the trees? Yes, they are. So I have a Donderbus. Alright, now they move out. That's because I see that he is really far away and he's focused on all of this down here. So I'm moving my Donderbus over here into these trees. And then when the time comes, I'm going to send another unit of Naginata attendants out to take this dojo. So he completely missed this. He does not know my Donderbus exist. Never mind, are in those trees. He has no clue. And that is evident later in the battle, so let's see what's going on down here. So my cavalry are running away. Of course, I don't want to get into a fair fight with all his infantry. He still his only ranged unit is the bow samurai.
Units have been discovered, my lord.
So this unit was discovered there, and now I'm running away. And he is sending his melee general with immunity to spears over to destroy my Naginata attendants, which they do. They do that again and again and again, and I think that gives him a false sense of security, which I exploit ruthlessly. So there we go, I charge back. He has a large bodyguard of 36 men, and my Naginata attendants, I think they kill 1, and then they die.
Hidden units, my lord. Treacherously meant to ambush us.
Nope, they don't kill 1. He still has all 36. Right, so he is in these trees right now. All of his troops are there. That's his entire army right there. Okay, so my mounted gunners just got off a volley and killed about 10 or 15 horses. This is why I love mounted gunners. You can send them in, fire a volley, and then run away. They have 45 reload skill. I think I might have upgraded reload skill on these guys. It might be the Donderbus that I haven't. No. I haven't upgraded reload. It's this dojo here. Increases the reload rate of all missile units, so... Alright, this is where I kill one of his general. He charges these attendants that have been discovered, and I charge back, and I kill one, and then he routs the unit, so... This general's bodyguard has totally wiped out 3 units of Naginata attendants, and I've only killed 1. After this fight, of course, he'll have wiped out 3 and I'll have killed 1 horse. So that's very bad, but I use this later on. So all of my melee cavalry are sitting back here. They still haven't been involved. I'm just waiting for the time where he has no cavalry whatsoever.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display.
So there goes the attendants. They are gone. He kills them until there's only about 10 guys left, and he goes back to his line. So here's the state of things now. My Yari and Matchlock monks are still just sitting in the trees. He still doesn't know they exist. Same with the Donderbus, he doesn't know they exist, and they're sitting near the dojo, which I have now taken. So he's going to send his general to wipe out another unit. He's going to send them to wipe out those Naginata attendants. Right, so my mounted gunners, half the unit, is still skirmishing, still firing a volley and running away. Likewise, my bow cavalry are still trying to get shots off into, especially this Yari cavalry unit. The light cavalry I can sweep through with no problems, but the Yari cavalry, they can really hurt my cavalry. Likewise over here. Alright, this bit's good, this bit's good. 56 men in the Yari cavalry, 45 in the light. Here we go. Half a volley, fraction of a volley, and then the rest of the volley. And I've just killed about 15 Yari cavalry with that volley. So he's not chasing me yet, but I do decide to run away. I lose 1 there to the bow samurai. So that was good. My mounted gunners now have 115 kills. So I'm slowly chipping away and eroding his army. Alright, he's now moving everything up here to the hill. He's quite smart. He doesn't want to leave his cavalry stranded, because if he does that, then I'll manage to absolutely destroy them with all of these, and then he'll have nothing to defend against my mounted gunners. Remember, he doesn't know that my Donderbus exists yet. There they are. They're sitting here and they're hidden, and look at this, his general is charging out to take on those Naginata attendants. Look at this is great. So, his cavalry are there, his general is here, my Donderbus is in the trees here. So I charge back, and then I come out of the trees. And look at that, his cavalry running away, they're over there. So his general is now fucked. I'm right between his cavalry and his general. So here we go, 34 out of 36.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display.
Half of the unit dead. 10 out of 36. 6 out of 36. Wavering. And now his general's shattered. He has no general. For the price of a few units of attendants and 6 Donderbus cavalry, I have killed this guy's general. And the entire time that was happening, I was switching back and forward, and I was microing these Bolcav to distract him. That's why he didn't react, because he didn't know until it was too late. And then I think he inspired his general and rallied.
Units have been discovered, my lord.
So I'm retreating behind these sword attendants, which I still have in these trees. He didn't know they existed. Now I'm charging to buy myself some time. The least I can do is reload, and then I can fire one last volley into these Yarikav before I die. But I don't want to do that. I want to keep these alive, because once his cavalry's dead, I'll be able to just go up to his infantry, the bulk of his army, and just fire volley after volley until they're dead. So I don't want to throw these away.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord.
So I'm charging right through this gap here. Between the Yarikav and the Light Cav there was a gap, and I've charged right through it. I've still got 50 horses and I'm nearly through. Up there he's sending his light cavalry to cut me off, but it doesn't work. Still have 45, 43, they're wavering, 42, 41. Don't know if you can hear that, but that's me issuing the same order over and over again to make them keep going. I don't want to stop, I just want to get away. And over here, my cavalry's coming to help. That's what he's scared of, my cavalry. I've got 33 out of 60 left, so just like the mounted gunners, I have half of the Donderbus remaining. That was worth it. The guy's general was dead. Every unit has lost morale. So my almost pure Cav army is now... Oh! I missed that, but what happened there was I fired a volley into his Yarikav and just destroyed it. Something like 30 horses died. So all he has left now is a third of a Yarikav and some Light Cav. So yeah, they're rightly running away. Here comes my Fire Cav, who are extremely fast. I've upgraded their speed fully. They're chasing after, but they do not get there in time. He makes it away to his infantry. The safety of his Yarisam. But I'm not letting him get away with that. I'm going to send my Donderbus in. I'm going to get a volley out of this retreat. I haven't upgraded the range. Come on, fire, fire, fire. They don't fire, so I pull out. Right, this is all of his army now. He has almost no cavalry. Almost none. There's a volley. That's why I love the mounted gunners. I can just keep doing this all day. Especially with this here. That is a munitions dojo. Well, a bow dojo, archery dojo, so as it says there, restores ammunition supplies to nearby missile units, so that's a potentially infinite source of ammunition. So there's my sword attendants. They survived that skirmish with the cavalry, 29 out of 75, and they're wavering. And I'm going to run them over there and then use them to take this dojo, because I still don't want to reveal my Yari Samurai and Matchlock Monks. I need to keep them in reserve for an emergency, in case I completely fuck up the skirmishing phase. It's getting to the point now where if I was to charge at the right locations in his line with all my cavalry, I could break through and then rout the rest. He has Tetsubo warrior monks, he has katana samurai, Nodashi, Yari. He still has all his infantry pretty much. I've just been doing light skirmishing up until now. Oh, a full volley from the Donderbus. And the mounted gunners. So at this point, he has to catch me. He's winded, tired, winded, very tired. So his entire army is quite tired at this point, fatigued. But the thing is, he has to chase me. If he just sits there, I'll be happy to just keep firing into him over and over again with my Donderbus and gunners, because that's what anyone would do at this point if they wanted to win. I'm going to take no losses doing this. He has bow samurai, he has a few. Alright, they don't fire. This is one of those moments where they don't fire. And then I run them away and then these 7 stay behind and die. Genius. So his bow samurai, 36 out of 90, so he has some of a unit of bow samurai left. That is all he has in terms of cavalry or skirmishing. He just has 1 bow samurai. The rest of his army is just one big homogeneous block of infantry that I can easily dismantle, skirmish to death. Well, he does have this cavalry here. This dies soon, I forgot about that. But what they're doing right now is they're trying to capture this point. So what happens is my fire cavalry, who have a speed upgrade, swing around his infantry. Now he dismounts. Yeah, he's dismounted. This is going to take a while to go all the way up to the top. So what's going to happen is it should be any second now. .42 out of 60 on my fire cavalry, and there they go, they break off, they peel off of the line. With support from my Yari cavalry, because they both have speed upgrades and they're both innately very fast. So this is the last of his cavalry and he is using it to take this point. That was a bad idea. He should have supported them with at least a unit of Yari samurai, because what I can do now is I can run extremely rapidly. Look at the speed of these fire cavalry. They can run so quickly. And I'm going straight for him now. Look at that, I'm just racing for him. His 3 units of cavalry, the last he has. His general's dead, remember. Look, now they get on the horse. He's captured the point, he has managed to do that.
Units, my lord! Treacherously meant to ambush us!
But now his infantry are too far away to support him, so even if he runs in the opposite direction, he's screwed. I'm going to catch him. And here comes the charge. He charges back. But I have my Yari cavalry coming in behind. And all his cavalry break. There we go. Wavering, and they're gone. Yep, so this guy has no cavalry now. So now he has absolutely nothing to deal with my mounted gunners and Donderbus. Nothing, there's nothing he can do. So I have free reign now. And I also have this point which increases reload rate. So if I run out of ammo, I just run back here, park my units in the radius, and lets me get infinite ammo. Meanwhile, his bow samurai... Where is his bow samurai? I think it's hidden. Yeah, he fucks up there as well. I really don't know what this guy was doing sometimes. I think he was just constantly trying to... just to see what I was doing and forgetting about his units, because he makes some sloppy mistakes. So here comes my cavalry, my bow cavalry, my mounted gunners, Donderbus, all my skirmishing cavalry go around here. I need to take out his bow samurai. 36 men, that's not much, so their potency is severely diminished, but I still want to take them out so I know that I can freely come and go with my ranged units. So right now what he's doing is he's parking his entire army in the trees, which is a good move, but I could win by just holding the 2 points now. Which I'm doing. My cavalry are dismounted, my fire cav, he has no cavalry of his own, he can't respond. He has to send foot soldiers out here to deal with him. So I'm taking both of these points, and if he doesn't take one, I'm going to win. So there's his bow samurai. So I'm sending my mounted gunners for one deadly volley into them, but look at that, his infantry they're totally stranded. He's left his bow samurai right here on their own. No support whatsoever. This was a bad mistake, and I don't even wait for the volley, I just charge to kill them. And I take minimal losses, and there you have it. No missile infantry, no cavalry. This guy is screwed. The only way this guy could win now would be if he was to split his troops into two groups and then send one here and one there and then let the timer run down. Because he's not going to win in a fight against me, I can run away. He has mostly Naginata and Yari, and I have mostly cavalry. So right now I'm skirmishing, and he's lost a unit of Naginata attendants. So he's moving his entire army down to this point, where there is no trees really. So there's my bow cavalry.
Treacherously meant to ambush us.
There's his Yari samurai. I want to take them out so I can use my cavalry to charge in the melee. But at the same time, his Nodashi have no armour whatsoever, so I can destroy them. Yeah, I'm just going for the best targets right now. My bow cavalry are not firing yet. I think that was a mistake. Now they're firing. That is Nodashi samurai. This unit just lost about 40 men in a second. So this is how it is for him. He's going to just sit here with his infantry while I skirmish.
Units, my lord. Treacherously meant to ambush us.
There goes a third of his Tetsubo warriors. A third of his unit gone to one volley. That is a lot of Koku gone. So I think this guy realises his fate. He's screwed, he can't win. And he drops. Any moment he's going to drop. He doesn't alt F4, he concedes defeat, so good job to this guy for not being a dick. And also, to be fair to this guy, his army wasn't spammy at all. He brought a mixture of everything. He had cavalry, he had missile units, he had infantry. He didn't deserve the kiting to death that I gave him. Alright, there we have it. Victory. Yeah, this build that I have right now, this is not for people like this guy. This is for the people that spam 8 units of Naginata Samurai, 10 units of monks, those people. And when I came back to this game, that was most of what I was coming up against. Just armies of Naginata, just pure Naginata. So here is the statistics screen, 21 minutes 4 seconds. I lost 384, killed 708. Mounted Gunners got 244, Donderbus Cav got 154, so and then it's Bow Cav. So yeah, this guy didn't play in a cheesy, crappy way. He brought a balanced army. It's just, I've been coming up against Naginata spam armies over and over again. A typical army would be this. And the easiest way to deal with this is to not get into a melee with them, because that's what they're good at. These are just melee spam with armour, so they're pretty much immune to bows. So how do I deal with these guys? I get matchlocks and I stay out of a melee. And units that are good for that are Mounted Gunners and Donderbus. So that's what I've been doing for the past few days. I've been playing battles against people like that, and I've been using the tactics that you just witnessed in this video in the battle. So if you would like to see more, leave a comment. If you would like to see something else, let me know and I'll see what I can do. As for this video, that's my first ranked match, first video for this series, so hope you liked it, let me know what you think. See you in the next one, bye.